This was the week that the Royal Mail said that they wanted to go down to 3 days a week. Although, after running the numbers through their IT system, they said they actually wanted to do 17 days a week and you're under arrest. And this week, I learned from an advert that if a white man and a black woman have kids, they come out Chinese. It's great to know. And pet owners were asked if their pets were trans or non-binary. Look, if a cat is trans, we know who's really making the decision: the owner. It's just like trans kids. There's no way a cat can be non-binary. Cats don't have TikTok. Where would they get the idea? And it was revealed that Nicola Sturgeon called Boris a clown. I guess Boris does have a tiny little car. Well, it looks tiny next to Sturgeon's camper van. It's a rare moment of accuracy for Sturgeon. I guess even a stopped clock is right 2 times a day. Sturgeon's WhatsApp messages can't be retrieved, according to her new head of data management, Rebecca Vardy. BBC Comedy was accused of being completely biased by a Tory minister. And it is. A study showed that of all the BBC comedians that have a political stance, 98% of them are left-wing and 2% are Jeff Norcott. It's not been a great week for the BBC. A scientist told an inquiry that the BBC lied about the severity of COVID to get support for lockdown. That's another conspiracy theory that's come true. Maybe we should rename conspiracy theories spoiler alerts. In America, the establishment attempts to bring Trump down continued. A jury ruled that Trump has to pay one of his accusers $83 million for defamation. It won't stop him, though. Trump's biggest weapon is Joe Biden, who seemed to be having trouble with his teleprompter.
My professor, well, I won't get into my professor. Well, look, my predecessor, though.
Don't worry, Joe. Reading from a teleprompter can be very flubble, and he's struggling to make it to the end of his own speeches.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
I've seen adverts for donkey sanctuaries that were less pitiful than that. I think we'd get a clearer idea of what he's saying if he spoke to us via a Ouija board. There's a face-off in Texas right now where the Texas Guard are trying to enforce border control and the Democrat government guards are trying to open the border to let in illegal immigrants. Biden said, "Let them in. I need their votes." Speaking of border control, it was revealed that our government spent £36 million on private boats to pick up illegal immigrants and bring them to Britain. The Tories on TV say, we're going to stop these criminal people smuggling gangs. But the Tories in real life go, we're going to be a criminal people smuggling gang. Politicians said this week that British youth might have to fight in a war. Are you insane? British young people wouldn't last a minute against the Russians. They wouldn't even need weapons. Russians could just misgender them and they'll fall to the ground writhing. You won't need bullets. Just throw something at them with gluten in it. But how can we defend our borders? Russians could just get on a boat and come here. And not only are we not allowed to stop them, we'll have to put them up in a 5-star hotel. I have a solution to our military recruitment crisis and our cross-channel migrant crisis. Conscript illegal migrants. Before you get citizenship, you've got to serve 25 years. A former Janjaweed militant is going to be way better against the Russians than our young people who've been indoctrinated to hate their country and see patriotism as evil. No wonder nobody's signing up for the military. If they ever planted a flag, somebody would come along and nag them for being colonialist and have toxic masculinity. Unless it's a pride flag, obviously, which seems to be the only flag allowed to fly in Britain.